Pickaxe.
Hello and welcome to YOMP. Hello, yes, this is YOMP. This is the only movie discussion podcast on the internet, I think you'll find. I am Simon the Honeydew Diggyman Lane. I am a man, and joined with me is one of two ladies on the internet, G-Star Games.
Hello, it is me, G-Star Games. I am a woman, because apparently we're talking about our genders, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah. I am one of your co-hosts on this, the only movie podcast on the internet, as Simon so bravely put it. And joined by myself and Simon is the other lady of the podcast.
I'm the other woman on the internet. My name's Sophie. Hello.
Oh my god. Welcome to this episode. Welcome to another weird and wonderful episode of YOMP, where we talk about movies.
We got another real basic bitch film.
Wow.
Picked by G-Star Games.
Wow.
It's a very normie film. So I'm excited to see what Booth has made of it, because she hates these kind of things.
A normie film.
Yeah.
I'm always really interested in, like, Booth's reviews, because, again, when I start to think I've figured it out, she throws a curveball. And I'm like, okay, so she likes this kind of thing, doesn't like that kind of thing, this kind of thing tickles her. So I'm interested to see the end score.
Yeah.
So this week we are discussing the 2001 movie Lara Croft Tomb Raider, which is not to be confused with the 2003 film Womb Raider,
Right.
in which Lara Croft, a wealthy treasure hunter, is invited to meet renowned art collector Dr. Scrotus, which thrusts her into the greatest and most dangerous erotic adventure of her life, the search for the three sacred wombs hidden across the world. So, G, why did you pick Lara Croft Tomb Raider and not Womb Raider?
Well, because we're not reviewing porn movies
right.
on this here good
I've
Christian...
gotta change my list.
Yeah. You gotta change up. This is a good Christian podcast, so no porn.
Do you remember the bit when Lara Croft looks down at the naked and dripping wet Daniel Craig's body, looks at his cock, and then she sort of moans?
She does not moan, first of all.
She goes, ugh.
No, she doesn't. And second of all, we were born naked, okay? Adam and Eve, all that.
What?
Yeah.
You might have
I thought
been.
you were a never nude.
Listen, just because I don't like taking baths and like looking down at my body in the bath doesn't mean I'm a never nude, okay? I just prefer showers.
Okay. I'm sorry.
You were born. Did you come
goodness.
out of the womb in like clown makeup or?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and I had a full beard and it still had fucking grey in it. So I was born. God damn it.
Oh, Christ. Well,
So why did you pick Tomb Raider?
because it's just one of those, like, I guess, you know, it's a 2001 film. I wanted to see, you know, how 2001 it is, you know, and it's a classic amongst the gamers, and it's a shit film, but like people love it. It's like a quirky, lovable shit film. Because video game movies, they don't have like the best reputation, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and
this isn't a terrible one.
it's not terrible.
It had
No.
big budget, great cast, Angelina Jolie, Daniel Craig, Leslie Phillips is in it for some reason in a very small role. Chris Barry is in it.
Yay!
Ian Glenn from Resident Evil movie is in it.
The guy from Green Wing is in it.
Yeah, the guy is the clerk The little solicitor man.
Oh yeah, Ian Glenn was the simp in Game of Thrones as well.
Oh yeah, him. I can't believe I didn't mention the Game of Thrones. My first thought was Resident Evil.
I was gonna say that's such a bizarre first thing to jump to, but sure.
Oh, he was great in the Resi movie though. I think he was in another one as well. They brought him back.
He's just always playing an asshole. I feel like, unless I've only just seen him in asshole roles, aside from Game of Thrones.
I thought this wasn't a porn podcast.
Oh, you got me. You got me.
He does play sort of two-faced kind of roles. You never know whether to trust him or not.
He just looks like a snake, I guess. He just gives off that slimy, snaky energy. Yeah.
Mm.
Fun fact: snakes are not slimy; they're scaly.
Yes.
Thanks for dropping into my fun facts.
Okay, how do I unsubscribe from Snake Facts?
Did you know that some snakes lay eggs, but other snakes have live births?
Stop. I'm texting stop in all caps.
Snakes
Stop.
actually use their tongue to sense smell.
Unsubscribe. Stop.
Snakes can befriend.
Snakes can't be friends.
Snake are noodle. They are sweet little noodle boys and girls.
Danger noodle.
Danger
but
noodle.
They can be friend.
They can be friends. Oh my goodness. All right.
So do you want to do a very brief synopsis, if you can sum it up in a couple of sentences or a paragraph?
Sure, I'll try not to waffle. I have ADHD, so I never know how it starts and ends in my brain. But it focuses on Lara Croft, who is a established
Tomb Raider.
She's a Tomb Raider. She's an archaeologist. She's a badass bitch. She's in the manor, and she has, discovered that there is an artifact in the house that has been triggered to start ticking, and she finds an artifact in the clock that she has discovered, and she goes on an adventure. The Illuminati's involved in this too, because they want to become gods and control time. She finds some things out about her father along the way as well, who's dead in the movie, but there's some revelations along the way as well. And yeah, she's just badass, and she goes to different locations trying to figure out the clues that'll eventually lead her to the big old pyramid in the end, with the baddie, because they sort of work together to achieve the end goal.
It is nonsense, isn't it? This film is nonsense.
It is nonsense. It's such a insane thing to try to explain.
Yeah.
But it's, the Tomb Raider games were, kind of insane, and
it's a globe hopping sort of treasure hunt kind of style film.
Yeah.
With a chase and a race against time.
Yes.
And all this nonsense.
Race against time. It is a race against time. They have, this thing, which I still don't understand what this thing is, but they have 5,000 years before, the planets align. It only happens every 5,000 years.
God.
So basically, this is a thing that does happen. It happened in 1999.
Sorry, what happened? All of the planets aligned?
The planets lined up in a straight line, and we had a solar eclipse.
I think there were 4 or 5 planets did. Not all of them.
Well, I don't fucking know.
Because, the odds of that happening are so incredibly, unbelievably low. It wouldn't happen every 5,000 years. It would happen, every 22 billion years or something.
Oh.
I only know about this because of Mike Leigh's film Naked, which was also sampled in the Orb track Salt, S-A-L-T. And it goes in the year 1999, the planets of our solar system are going to line up into the shape of a cross.
Because I thought you'd be talking about the ninth configuration, the William Peter Blatty film. He did The Exorcist.
Oh yeah, that too.
That's got all the planets aligning as well.
It's cool, isn't it? It's a thing that keeps coming up, and nobody ever really gets it right.
No. It is nonsense. So, I mean, all of this film is kind of nonsense, but this is just another bit of nonsense. Should we start from the start and go through?
Chronologically,
as it's short.
Venus is in retrograde. Mercury, something. It means that she's gonna have a bad day.
Venus is rising, and by Venus I mean Angelina Jolie. Like one of the first shots of the film, we just see like her thighs.
Hell yeah!
Yep, here we go. And then we meet Simon as well. I don't know if you were aware that he's called Simon.
He's called Simon.
I did. I wrote that down.
So it looks like Lara Croft is in like some sort of ruins getting a treasure, but it's all part of a training routine.
And it's like, you fucking know that, because why the fuck would a robot be there,
But this giant robot is called Simon. It's SIMON. But it's not an acronym because it doesn't stand for anything. He's just
called Simon.
He's just called Simon.
I was like, why are you spelling it out? Like, what do you... But then I realized because usually with robots, they have like acronyms that like stand for something. Yeah.
But it doesn't stand for anything. He's just called Simon with like the initials.
First of all,
the little dots after him.
Yeah, which maybe does stand for something, but they never elaborated really. So I guess it's
never elaborated anywhere. Maybe in the novelization tie into the movie.
Maybe
novelization.
It's a video game. It's a video game.
There was no Simon in the video game, right?
Don't think so.
Don't think so.
Well, first of all, I love like her boots.
I think you were going to say, I love her boobs.
Well, I wrote
down
that.
I wrote down tits not pointy, 1 out of 10.
No, they tried to...
She's talking about feet again.
They were trying to make...
about feet. We haven't even started.
I love shoes, okay? And I love combat boots. I love boots like that.
Oh my God,
Shoes, girl, let me tell you. No, I even wrote in my notes, I put, yes, I said boots, not boobs, although she has a cracking pair of boobs too. She's an amazing pair of boobs. Yeah, the robot is like very 2000s futuristic warfare, very very silver, very shiny.
It's probably one of the more realistic sort of CG things,
really?
I would say, in this film. Because it's like
in this film,
robotic.
Right.
They can get away with it. Like a robot moving around, they can get away with the CG.
Compare it to the rest of the CG in the film.
Yeah.
There was like a scene where after she shoots it, she holsters her, the iconic dual pistols, but she holsters it with such gumption, but she misses the left one, but they continue it anyway. Like she did it so convincingly you wouldn't have noticed anyway, but I noticed.
I didn't notice.
Yeah.
But you were like looking at her
I was looking at her thighs,
hips,
yeah.
And you were like, could have done with another take there, Angelina.
I was looking out the window going, why?
Why am I here?
Why?
Just to suffer.
Why are we still here?
So there's a weird moment. First of all, this is a very high-stakes training mission because she could have very easily been killed, and she was using live ammunition.
She was,
as well.
Yeah.
So it's stupid. But that's done, and she goes and has a shower.
No.
And then she walks out of the shower. She's bare naked, but she's got a towel, and Chris Barry's there, and he has like a sundress for her. And she doesn't want to wear the dress.
I wrote down, I hope Chris Barry also has an angry, pouty shower scene with side boobs. This is the best reason for watching this. Like, why was she pouting? Why was she so fucking angry? She was like,
she's like a rebel. She's like a little rebel.
I don't want to put on my dress.
He is basically kind of a father figure since her real dad has gone missing, presumed dead. He is dead. He's definitely dead. She walks away from Chris Barry and she drops the towel, mooning him.
Yeah.
And he just like, sort of like...
He rolls his eyes like, fucking bitch.
Yeah.
It's not like... He was not turned on in any way because he sees her like a daughter or something.
Right.
Or like an employer.
Yeah, we often see each other naked. That's normal.
But how, like, no normal person would react like he does at the sight of Angelina Jolie's buttocks, right?
I'd be really angry.
I'd be going, awooga, awooga, steam would come out my ears. And,
I'd be pissed off. I'm like, I'm in my professional job here, madam. I do not want to see your ass.
I'm going to take this up with HR.
I honestly, I need danger money for this sort of thing.
Well, I think one thing that annoyed me about the shower scene was when she, like, flipped her hair like a fucking mermaid. And I'm like, who the fuck does
like she's
that?
in a shampoo advert.
No, yeah, because she did that thing where, like, you start your head forward and then you, like, flip your head back. And she's got, like, a lot of hair. So I'm like, bitch.
A lot of hair, man.
What the fuck? Like, that shit's going everywhere. Calm down.
You know what she'd really be doing? She'd be untangling the hair from her fingers and wiping it on the shower wall and leaving that for Chris Barry to clean up, and he'd be rolling his eyes like fucking women, right?
God.
Women.
And then she'd be like getting the shower head and giving herself a good scrub down.
Oh, Jesus. Go into more detail. She'd probably have there'd probably be like 2 pairs of tights and 3 knickers just dangling off of various surfaces, drying.
Yeah, first of all, that house is excessive. I mean, it's the Croft Manor, right? So, she said at one point there's like 83 rooms. And she's only got one butler and like one dude who's her like... tech guy, and he lives in a fucking...
And he doesn't even live... He doesn't even live in the house. But to be fair, it looks really cold and empty and fucking shit.
I wouldn't want to live in there.
Looks... No.
Oh.
It looks like shit.
It does.
It looks nice, but it looks cold. It looks really fucking cold. Like, how much would that cost to heat? Imagine the ground rent on that place.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. It's just a lot, right? But you only ever...
I assume there's more stuff. They must have groundskeepers and such, but we never see them.
You never see them.
There's a bit where the whole manor gets smashed up, right?
Yes.
And she doesn't, and it's just
them two.
It's just Hillary, Chris Barry, and Bryce sweeping up. It's like, you can fucking afford a contractor to do this, surely.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
They don't want to pay for extras.
Just pout all day.
They blew the extras budget on the Cambodia scenes later on in the film.
They did.
That's true.
They did.
Although I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't pay them at all, because this is a very Tory movie.
It's a very Tory movie. That's why G-Star Games picked it.
Oh my God!
All it is rich people just like fucking around with like, I'm in the Illuminati.
What? We go to Venice, and it's the Illuminati holding a secret meeting, and because of there's the first phase of the planetary alignment. There's like 3 phases to it for some reason, and they're getting ready for this first phase. They need to discover the location of the key. And Ian Glenn promises that he'll have it in a week. He's just pulling this out of his ass. He's got no idea where it is.
Well, he seemed very convinced that he's like, no, yeah, I'll get it in a week. Don't worry, guys.
He was great at lying to them. But he is a
Acting.
lawyer. So
Acting.
Yeah.
they need this key to get 2 halves of a magical triangle device. And if they fail to get it during this planetary alignment, they're going to have to wait 5,000 years for the next one.
Yeah, it's pretty much game over. I mean, the Illuminati, they are constantly around throughout time, so they would have us believe, right? There's the secret underground society of wankers that control the world in various aspects, but they want to control time, I guess, with these tablets.
The magic triangle gives you the power of time, the power of a god. So, seems important.
Yeah, because
good for the Illuminati
because
to
God
have.
can totally control time, right? Yeah.
If I could turn back time.
God can't control time, because if we actually believe that God is real, which is not, and Jesus died, then he would turn back time and be like, no, Jesus, I don't want you to die.
No, that was part of the plan. Jesus had to die.
He sacrificed. Let me get out my tiny violin. He sacrificed his only son for humanity.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyway, Lara Croft is she's sitting at her desk with her feet up, and she's complaining about possibly having to go to Egypt to do some archaeology.
She wasn't even complaining. She was just sort of sitting there doing nothing.
She was Lara is miserable because she has a fun job, tons of money, and is really hot, but daddy's lost.
Yeah.
Wait,
basically
she's
that's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
She's like she's so this is so first world problems.
She's like a grumpy teenager. She rolls her eyes, she sighs, she goes, Egypt again. Sorry, Egypt again? It's nothing but pyramids and sand. And that's when Chris Barry says, I know, it gets everywhere, in the cracks. Which is like a really weird line.
Yeah.
Really weird.
Yeah.
She's also really, really smart, okay, because she has a massive comedy telescope and she's like reclining in it and she's like, oh, plenty of land.
She's good at riddles. She knows a lot about poetry. You know, this kind of thing.
I was very confused.
If only she had a good personality, you know?
Yeah.
It's got all this other stuff.
She's just very edgy and, like, mysterious and, like, oh, I'm a bad bitch. Don't ask me more questions.
She's emo and she's moody because it's the anniversary of her father's death / disappearance, but definitely death. So that's why she's sad.
Yeah. The only time she ever really, like, showed emotion was when which is kind of like nice, was when she was like talking with any of the locals in any of the places that she was, you know, like in Siberia and in Cambodia and stuff. So
she talks to weird ghost children quite a lot.
Yeah.
In their language, which is amazing. So she
she's
must know a lot of languages.
Genius.
Yeah,
you know? She's just really smart and hot and sexy and clever.
She knows so many languages.
Rich.
Yeah.
She knows all of the languages.
Well, everywhere she went, she was like, yeah, she just knew. She knew exactly what they were saying. She knew the dialect and everything. I'm like, okay. I mean, you know, is that part of the job description as an archaeologist? You know, to know the language? Probably.
No,
I think you pick it up.
Paid to go to the best schools, you know, you're going to learn this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because one day you will be in a tomb that's coming down and you're just going to have to know how to speak Russian. It's going to save your life.
She has a nightmare she has a dream about her dad or that, doesn't she?
Yes.
And flashback. And then she manages to hear a ticking clock that is hidden in a straw-packed crate that is thick wood, which is hidden
miles away from her room.
somewhere downstairs behind very thick wood paneling. And she's like, okay. And she smashes that shit up and finds a fucking clock.
Yeah.
And she goes and wakes Bryce up because she doesn't know what it is. And he's like, it's a fucking clock, you stupid
He's
cow.
the tech guy. He knows all about these things. He looks at it and he's like, yeah, this is definitely a clock.
It's a clock. And this is why he doesn't live in the house, because she's always like waking up and smashing some part of the house. And eventually she's found something, because I think she does this probably most nights. She wakes up, smashes something, goes back to bed.
I think so.
Or goes on a bungee and like starts roping around the room.
Well, I never knew the point of that exercise.
I was like, okay, sure.
With that scene, they just wanted to... Her pyjamas didn't have enough buttons on it, so they just wanted an excuse to like sort of have her clothes flapping around.
Yeah.
And see like the boobs out a bit and stuff.
A bit of tummy. The part about him getting woken up was kind of hilarious to me, because he makes a point of being very tired, and then he's like, whoa, gonna need a coffee. And then they bring him a fucking decaf.
Right, I wrote this down because
dumb.
I don't think it's dumb.
Why?
That'd be stupid, because I only drink decaf coffee.
Placebo.
And I have a coffee in the morning because I like to have a nice drink of coffee, and it wakes me up because I'm having a nice drinky. And it's like, coffee's the smell of morning.
Gotcha.
But I'm not addicted to caffeine.
Gotcha.
So I don't need
that.
But I also like it. And she smirks at him. She's like, I can't believe you're having decaf skinny latte.
Oh, did she? I didn't even notice.
She was laughing at him for it. And it's like, come on, bitch. Like, let him have his stuff. You probably don't pay him enough.
I was laughing with her. It seemed absurd to me. But I
think the way it was worded...
I accept Booth's explanation.
Yeah, no, I accept that, because for some people, I think that is genuinely the case. But the way that they framed it in this was that he's so tired. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. He's so tired that you would need something to sort of like oomph you up, right? You need that like push, because he's been rude awakening by some fucking like woman smashing up clocks and panels. So it's like you need that caffeine to wake you up.
She smashes the clock. Bryce is very carefully disassembling it and trying to remember where all the screws go. And she just smashes the thing because they know that there's a little secret inside.
Yeah, but also, like, surely, like, she'd get really mad at him if he smashed it up because she goes and finds artifacts. And also, right, coffee facts. Decaf coffee does actually have a small amount of caffeine in it. You can't get rid of all the caffeine.
Ooh, okay.
So it's just slightly less. It's a lot less, but there's still a little bit in there.
It's like eating a chocolate bar because chocolate's got caffeine.
It's got a little bit of caffeine in it.
Does it? Oh my god, I'm learning so much. This is awesome.
So this is just basically like, it has about 2 milligrams of caffeine.
Okay.
It's at 90, so it's hardly anything, but there is still a tiny bit.
So if you were to
if he's drinking loads of it,
three decafs, let's do the maths. If you were to have 3 decafs in the span of like 15 minutes, how much coffee is that?
I don't know, but
Brilliant.
I mean, that's maths, isn't it? Why are you giving me maths? Why are you giving maths?
Why maths?
It's like 97% removed.
It's like that, like watermelon, like maths problem.
This is not for me.
If Sophie goes and buys 50 watermelons and 3 oranges, how many owls were in the supermarket on that day? It's like, I don't what
4.
what?
Math. Right, there is a regular cup of coffee has about 95 milligrams of caffeine.
Talking about coffee. Christ almighty.
I didn't expect
you can have about 4 or 5 cups of coffee a day.
Fault.
That's about, like, the upper limit is about 400 milligrams of coffee. So you could probably drink, so you can logistically drink.
Unsubscribe. Stop.
Like, how many? So 200 cups of
from Coffee Facts. Please. Thank you.
I love you so much, bitch. Oh my god. I love this.
Look me.
I fucking love when she said right. I thought she was gonna keep going on about the movie, but she went straight back into the coffee facts. You're a queen.
Okay,
anyway,
Lara
surprise
Croft.
Goatse in the clock she found.
Goatsy.
Is it not Goatse?
It's Goatsy. Goat sex was the URL.
Right.
Oh.
But everyone refers to it as Goatsy. Because the CX was like at the end. Anyway.
Okay.
Just a domain thing.
Should we have some Goatsy facts now?
No! Please, God, no. Stop. Unsubscribe. Lara Croft is driving her motorbike like a fucking maniac through London.
Yeah.
You can't do that in London.
She goes over Tower Bridge. She's driving like a psycho. There's an auction. And the auction for a timepiece is just ending. And I thought, is there another part of the thing that she needs in the clock? She waves to Leslie Phillips, who waves at her. She waves back, and they accept her bid. Now, if this actually happens in an auction, you can just, like, sort of cross your hands or cross your arms, like, no.
Oh!
Basically,
and they'll withdraw the bid
You have
immediately.
to, like, register, like, say that I am in this to bid, and you have, like, a number and stuff.
Yeah, you have a little number on a card thing, a little bit of plastic or something that you can hold up.
Do they not usually, like, accept you waving because it's too easy to actually, like, make a movement that might
Scratch
be considered
your nose.
it might be considered a covert bid, but
2,400,000.
I don't know whether
to
that's
Sophie scratching her nose over there.
I'm scratching my arse in the corner.
Scratching her ass.
I did wonder about that. I've always wondered about, like, how auctions go and, like, you know, the sort of waving and the waving your fingers in the air. And she obviously, like, waved at him and she was, like, shitting her pants, like, oh, I don't really want to spend 2.4 million on whatever I don't even know what the fuck they were bidding on. But
she didn't freak out that much though, because she's very, very, very rich. She just looked a bit shocked, like, oh, I didn't really want this.
Yeah,
she'll just smash it up later.
Yeah.
And wake up Bryce again.
I love that, like, she was playing a Brit, obviously, because she's Lara Croft. And then she is
playing a Brit, and then Daniel Craig appears at the auction.
The worst American accent.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
So bad.
So Angelina Jolie, an American, is doing an English accent, and Daniel Craig, who's English, is doing an American accent, and they're in a scene together, and it's weird.
Yeah.
It is weird.
It's
I
weird.
can't stop looking at her big chapped lips. They look like clown lips. There was this in the game Oddballs. There was a creature in that. It's like cats and dogs. It's like you looked after little monsters. And there's a creature in that called Lips. Lipz. That's what she looks like in this.
If anyone gets a reference, congratulations.
Just Google it. Just fucking Google it.
What's it? Lips Oddworld.
Oddballs
Oddballs. Lipz. Right? And I think there's a really good little bit of fan art here as well.
Is it Rule 34?
No, it's Fur Affinity.
Oh my god! Do you want to post that for us in the chat?
Yeah, I'll post it in the... It's not even that. It's not even...
That is the least erotic thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, well, this is more erotic. There's a GIF. Here we go. So that's what she reminded me of. It's not even working as a GIF.
It's uncanny. This resembles Angelina Jolie so little.
It's face blindness, I'm telling you.
It must be. It must be. You see that and you see Angelina Jolie.
I see
It's the same picture meme.
They're the same people,
Corporate needs
honestly.
to find the differences between these two pictures.
They're the same picture. Look, that's Angelina Jolie sticking her tongue out.
Oh my
She's got big eyebrows.
We need to post
It looks
this
just
on...
like... That's uncanny.
We need to post this on the Patreon when this episode comes out. We need to let the people decide.
There's a weird sort of tense back and forth between Lara Croft and... What's his name?
Alex West.
Alex
Adam West.
Adam West. They got this weird energy. It feels like they had a thing in the past.
They used to
and
have
it didn't
a fuck.
go well.
Yeah, they definitely...
Yeah, they used to have a fuck, and now they don't have fuck no more.
Yeah. No, I
there's
think...
a bit of tension.
I think because he's a Tomb Raider, she's a Tomb Raider, he's in it for the money, and she, old money, isn't in it for the money. So
because she's rich, she's not in it for the money.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
She's in it for the glory and like the creative different, sort of career differences. So
So she's a bitch to him.
So she's very rude to him. Yeah. He calls her overrated at one point, which I find hilarious.
Harsh,
very harsh. Yeah.
Laura has a weird sort of meeting with Leslie Phillips where, because he's an expert on clocks and stuff, and she shows him the weird thing she found inside her clock, and he has got like no insight to give whatsoever, really. But she thinks that maybe it's a key, and then they somehow talk about this thing called the Triangle of Light, the weird thing that the MacGuffin that they got to get.
Mm-hmm.
and then she's back in the mansion, and then Leslie Phillips phones her up, and he sounds quite sad. And then there's an explosion when she's on the phone to him, and I was like, "Oh my god, has he just blown up? Have they just exploded Leslie Phillips because he knew about this thing?" No, it turns out it was Lara Croft's dinner in the microwave has exploded.
As if she'd be fucking microwaving anything.
She's just
really weird.
Boof. She is hashtag relatable, hashtag girl dinner.
Hashtag girl dinner.
God. What do you think she was going to eat? What do you think it was?
Bangers and mash.
It's probably like coq au vin.
Coq au vin.
Yeah.
Okay, that's quite nice.
M&S.
Even
It was an
microwave.
M&S ready meal. It was dead posh.
Yeah.
About £7.
Or maybe,
Yeah.
maybe she gets the butler to like make her a fancy meal, but she's like, oh, "Can you just make it?" But put it in like a tin.
Oh my god. It's like the Lego Batman movie with the lobster thermidor that he microwaves.
It's like that episode of Futurama where Fry's really, really rich, but he wants anchovies on his pizza, and they're like really rare because they're extinct.
Yeah.
But there's one tin of anchovies left in the world, and he bids loads of money for it because he had a bank account opened in the year 2000. And obviously in 1,000 years, you're accruing a lot of interest. So he's a billionaire and he spends it all on the anchovies.
Yeah, but what about inflation? But how? Anyway, so the reason Leslie Phillips was sad is because he's basically told the Illuminati that Lara has this key thing.
Yeah, he picked up the Illuminati hotline and wanted to
ring.
Yeah, wanted to
Hello,
speak to
Illuminati here.
wanted to speak to the head honcho.
So presumably, like Ian Glenn's character, that we're just calling Ian Glenn,
Sure.
has phoned up Lara, said, "Hey, why don't you come around my mansion?" And then she does.
I hate him.
And she doesn't bring the key. She's brought photos of the key.
Well, she's a genius.
Because she's so clever. She didn't actually bring it with her.
This is where
he has like, this weird bohemian party thing going on.
Julian Ryan Tutt is in it, which is the man from Green Wing. He's also in Smack the Pony. He was in Hippies. Do you remember Hippies, Simon?
I liked that with Simon Pegg. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, it was hard to get into personally, but
so he's got this weird dyed black hair. And he's flirting with Lara, and he's being a bit creepy. And he claims not to know anything about the eye.
First of all,
/key.
Can we
doesn't know anything about it.
Can we
Bullshit.
not overlook
He's lying.
his like wanky little mansion? That's like, very very Eastern or whatever. It's just the worst. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. It's an assault.
He's got incense burning. He's got a big fire going. He's got loads of like really plush things all over the fucking shop.
Yeah, it's just like
embarrassment.
It's like such a white man.
It looks like a brothel.
Yeah,
it does look like a brothel. And
he's got those like low couch seats, and he's just such a wanker. I hate him. I hate him so much.
But that's good. You're supposed to, because he's the baddie.
He is.
So
yeah,
it works.
Yeah, but like there's like baddies that you kind of think, oh, they're cool, but like they're such a bad boy, but he's just such an asshole and just so wanky. I just don't like him.
And now he knows that Lara Croft has this key that he needs, and she's shown the photos, so he knows that it's the actual thing he's after.
Yeah. Then he says the worst line in the film that made my blood boil. Please, come on.
We're waiting for you to say it.
My ignorance amuses me. My ignorance amuses me. I almost threw up in my mouth.
There's a lot of stupid fucking lines in this film.
I mean, they even like make fun of it in the film, which I thought was funny. So
Laura's clearly told Bryce it, and Bryce is repeating it like doing a silly voice, kind of.
What a wanker! Like, who
Bryce
do you
has
think
a big streamer set up with all his 20 monitors on there.
Hell yeah, king.
He's a gamer. He's a gamer.
He's definitely a gamer.
Oh, I did like the Pims thing. That guy's name was Pim. And
like the drink,
and there was like a little exchange between Lara and Pim. I was like, oh,
this is why they like cast comedians in these roles to try and like insert false comedic relief into films, and it just doesn't fucking work. It's just like no,
especially if you're not like British, I guess, right? But I didn't.
He is.
No, if you the viewer. Because, like, Pims would have been lost on someone else, right? Like...
From a different country who doesn't actually...
Yeah, they would have been like...
What the fuck is Pims?
Yeah, like, what the fuck is a Pim? It's like, okay. But I did notice that alongside Paramount, I think, was the BBC, which is why there's a lot of British actors in this.
Also, this is on BBC iPlayer.
Yeah.
What?
This is how I watched it. I didn't pay for this.
Yeah, this is on iPlayer.
In any manner of it.
I paid for it. I don't have a TV license, so I couldn't watch it on iPlayer.
I don't have a TV license. So, if I have to go to court for this, right, I'm going to have to go to court and plead insanity.
You paid your fridge tax.
Oh my
God. Odd reference there. So Lara relaxes with a bit of weird sort of rope work, ballet in the air kind of weird shit.
The butler's like, do you need anything, love? And she's like, no.
Don't stay up too late.
Yeah.
So she's dangling around, she's swooping around and stuff in the grand hall. And a team of armed mercenaries are approaching the mansion.
Yes.
And they smash through the windows, they fire off shitloads of rounds. No one at any point gets hit by, like, gunfire.
Yeah.
None of them hit Lara. She sort of, smacks him about the head. lands on them, gives them a little punch.
It was very handy.
She's taking them all out one by one.
It was very handy that she was, up there on the, chandelier, and they sort of go through the roof.
If she was just in her
On the
bathroom
toilet.
shaving her legs.
She was on the toilet and they burst
On a toilet
in.
shaving her legs.
I'm sure she
Yeah.
would have
You can
had...
do both.
You can do both. She would have had guns, hidden in and around the manor, but that'd be a lot to cover.
I think that she'd
Yeah.
have more security people around, considering that she has a lot of artifacts and is worth
There's
a
probably
lot of money.
priceless artifacts just everywhere in this place.
That is true. They do have a lot of security cameras, but there's no high tech sentries or high tech.
They've got Simon. Surely they can build more Simons.
That would have been
Yeah.
a good idea, to have him as a fucking armed security dude. But instead we got Chris Barry in his dressing gown with a shotgun.
Yeah, but I did love him.
That was awesome.
But he does have a bulletproof vest on as well, which I thought was good.
Anytime that he's on screen, I started paying attention a bit more, just because I think
He was one of the best things about the movie. That and the soundtrack is great. Love the music. We see a can of Pepsi that's shot in Bryce's trailer, which I'm not sure if it was paid to have that in the movie.
Coca-Cola paid for it.
Coca-Cola paid for Could fucking be. So Lara's doing her Spider-Man kung fu shit, and she ends up in the garage, and she has this weird air pressure thing, which I don't know what it is.
I think is that a thing to basically loosen the wheel nuts, on tires.
That might be it.
It's pneumatics, is that sort of thing.
Yeah. So basically, how it works is that you can put a screwdriver in it, fire it, and it will launch a screwdriver at someone and non-fatally take them out.
Oh, you're
which is
talking
what she
about
does.
the gun thing that she was using. Right. Yeah, I was curious about that too. I was like, what the fuck?
Was she non-fatally taking people out?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, they're probably going to have brain damage.
Well, she started shooting people in a bit.
Yeah, but she didn't shoot to kill. She just sort of shoots to scare them.
Yeah.
When she was on a
Spooked you.
motorbike doing a big jump and firing off her guns. That was complete nonsense.
And also, they're name dropping all of her fucking fancy fucking cars. Bryce is he's over by the
Rolls
Aston
Royce.
Martin.
Yeah, and the Aston Martin.
He's over by the Toyota. Go get him.
Oh,
He's over by your Mini Cooper,
It's
which
over
gets
by
squashed.
the hatchback.
Yeah. Oh, the Vauxhall Corsa. No.
No, I like.
Oh my god!
I like the the random button mashing from Bryce. The stereotypical hacker pressing random buttons.
I just assumed he had RuneScape open on a different monitor.
Oh,
He was just playing
Cookie clicker.
yeah,
He had loads of
completely
monitors. He
unrelated.
can literally do
He could
so
do
much
that.
stuff.
yeah.
Definitely.
Also, she went down on the ropes in that. What are those things called? The those elevators. The small ones.
The dumb waiters.
The dumbwaiter, yeah. And she goes down the ropes and uses her hands, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? She would have had
The lacerations.
Yeah, she went down fast. Fucking hell! She would have
Can
gone.
we just isolate that? Can we just clip that?
I was gonna say she went down hard and fast, but then I was like, nope.
There we go.
No, filter that a little bit, G. Next
Well,
step.
you did say it
Well,
just now.
I did,
so
but that
still counts.
God damn it. Yeah.
So Ian Glenn he's stolen the eye. He managed to get hold of it. All the cages and shit that they dropped down around it, all the security, it was all for nothing.
Well,
he's managed to get hold of
it
this.
delayed them a little
thing,
bit.
The MacGuffin.
The MacGuffin. It delayed them a little bit, but in the end, they got it.
The McMuffin.
The McMuffin.
The place is trash. It's an absolute fucking mess. And this is when we have Bryce and Chris Barry shoveling up crap off the floor whilst Get Your Freak On by Missy Elliott plays. And then we get the UPS delivery guy arriving, which is quite rare to have a UPS guy.
Well,
But I don't know, maybe in 2001.
Maybe,
who knows?
yeah, maybe 2001 was a little different. He was very what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah,
We'd
he's
have
got a letter.
The Royal Mail postman turn up. Posty come round. He's late.
In shorts. Yeah.
In shorts. It's snowing outside. He's wearing shorts.
So this guy has a letter, and it's from Lara's papa. It was written years before, due to be sent on this very day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a stanza from a William Blake poem. Which is a very good poem, actually. Auguries of Innocence.
You're such a nerd. Did you know
some
that?
Of the rhymes don't work. Some of the rhymes are a bit weird, but that was the fashion of William Blake.
It was the fashion at the time.
So Lara is like, okay, I'm going to find the book of William Blake's writings. And she gets the book. She rips open, like, the inside cover thing. And there's a letter from her father. And basically she now has a quest to go on.
She noticed the eye of the Illuminati on the back of the book, which was pretty sus. Yeah. And then she, like, tore it out and then found the extra letter.
She's like, wow, I can't believe these books have words in them. I've never read a book before here.
She's read plenty of books. She's clever. She speaks all different languages and stuff. She knows poetry. She knows riddles. She's clever. Don't be rude about Lara Croft.
My wife, my very pointy boobed wife.
So Papa explains that the clock is the key to unlock the hiding places of the two sacred icons that, when they're placed together, forms the triangle of light that controls time.
Have you noticed that I've got triangles of light behind me in my studio? They're neon.
Oh, very Blade Runner.
Can they control time?
No. Well, no. I can control them with Alexa though.
Okay, well that's almost the same.
You're pretty much Lara Croft.
Sure.
You're living the dream.
My dad's written me a letter that is hidden in one of my videotapes, and I'm gonna go like, wow, he's part of the Illuminati.
It's in Daredreamer.
It's in Daredreamer.
Open it up.
It has to be in one that I'd never open again.
Right.
Such as Roadhouse, which actually that's gone in the bin now.
I really hate that movie. I'm gonna be real with you. I really don't like Roadhouse. It's such a mess of a movie.
Yeah.
Is this the one where the guy is a doctor but also a bodyguard bouncer dude?
That's Buckaroo Banzai.
Yeah.
He has like X-rays in the boot of his car right at the start.
I don't think so.
To show
it's
that
got
he's like
Swayze, right? In it.
Yeah.
And I always thought, like, when I watched it, I was like, oh, this is a really highly acclaimed, like, people really like this movie. And I remember watching it thinking, what a fucking mess of a movie. Shit.
My god.
But yeah, the scene where the father is like reading, well, she's reading it, but he's narrating because, you know, obviously in his voice, whatever.
Obviously.
But the CGI. It also sounds like he's talking through a tube for some reason.
Yeah, Pringles tin.
Yeah, like a Pringles tin.
It's important that she's in Cambodia at the Temple of the Dancing Light.
Fast forward.
With the key at the exact time of the second phase of the planetary alignment, which is only 15 hours from now.
So he sent that letter far too fucking late, to be honest.
A little bit late. Not a lot of notice to get there.
Yeah, you know, there was 5,000 years to, you know, try to plan for this. Plan it a little bit better.
Yeah, but this is the postal service, isn't it? Things get lost all the time.
True, boo.
Oh yeah, it's probably a few days late.
True.
Yeah. So Lara calls in a favour. We see that she's in a car. She's in a Land Rover.
I assume she was in the SAS at one point. I think, or something, or like she was in some sort of special forces, special British forces.
In Brownies.
Yeah, she's in Brownies. That's how she learned how to use guns in the Brownies.
I was in Brownies and they taught us how to shoot things.
Yeah, there you go. The Land Rover's dropped out the back of a plane with parachutes, thankfully, attached to it. And she lands like exactly where she needs to be, pretty much, by the temple. It's just a short drive away.
Mm-hmm. The baddies are already there.
Yeah, Ian Glenn and James Bond are both there with a bunch of locals that are like pulling on these ropes trying to get the door thing open.
Yeah, don't use equipment, use the locals.
Powell's just like fucking chilling out, not paying any attention. Peak Tory.
Ian Glenn, yeah, he's like lounging on a fucking couch. He's drinking tea. He's fiddling with the eye.
He's such a
And later on,
twat.
he gets a one of those massages where somebody walks on your back.
Oh,
he goes harder.
Yeah. I remember that. Such an asshole. I hate him.
I like him. He's brilliant.
You like
character.
him? Oh, he is the quintessential 2000s baddie. He reminds me of like the bad guy in the Charlie's Angels movie, but like that guy.
You just say the bad guy in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
No, no. He reminds me of
the bad guy in Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, I think
I can't even remember who the fuck that is.
Well, Charlie's Angels is very like not the original, not the original Charlie's Angels, the Cameron Diaz, Lucy Liu.
Yeah.
But
Sam Rockwell.
The guy who says space. That one gif, that one meme.
I like Sam Rockwell.
You mean Tim Curry?
Tim Curry. That's right. Yeah.
What? Tim Curry was the bad guy in it.
I think Or he was
God.
he was
That's insane.
I think he's the bad guy.
G knows Tim Curry from the what is it? Is it Red Alert? That fucking
Space.
That's how G knows. Not all the numerous films that he has starred in.
Well, he's Pennywise.
Muppets Treasure Island. G, you ever seen that?
Yeah.
You ever seen that fucking the smash hit, the blockbuster, the banger?
But like, I just love that gif because, you know, he just says space in such a dramatic way, and then it just reminds me of that guy that says disappointed really loudly, as opposed, you know, that
Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah. That's what that reminds me of. My brain works in mysterious ways. I'm sorry.
It sure fucking does.
My brain doesn't work at all.
So Lara goes for a bit of a drive through the rainforests of Cambodia, and she basically finds the side entrance to the temple.
Fun fact, they had to keep reshooting that because there were snakes everywhere, and she was terrified. So they kept having to
why? They're not slimy. I learned this.
No, you did learn this at the beginning.
Snake facts, yay! She remembers her daddy talking about jasmine flowers, and she follows a little giggling ghost girl, finds the flowers, picks one, and then immediately the ground collapses from under her, and she falls and falls and falls. She manages to grab hold of a vine, and below her is this giant room filled with all these statues.
I have a question. How did Powell know to go there too? Did Lara's dad send him a letter as well?
I don't know. It's not really clear.
No, it's
and
not.
if only he had noticed the butterflies as well, then he would have gotten in the easy way instead of employ. Well, not he didn't employ anyone. He just asked the locals to yank on a big rope and destroy this centuries-old temple, and they're all like, "Yay, we fucking
millennia
ruined
old,
millennia."
Yeah. So Ian Glenn and James Bond enter this very same room.
Oh, I guess because he's got
later.
Daniel Craig, who's also a Tomb Raider, but like that still doesn't explain how they figured out how to get there.
No, it doesn't, does it?
Yeah, they miss out on some like exposition that explains how they come to certain conclusions, right? Because they just sort of end up in places, and we're like, oh, okay, I guess we're here now.
Yeah,
but yeah.
There's all these different statues in the place, and there's one giant golden statue with all this weird green shit swirling around in its belly. And the words are said, "Remember what we are looking for." I think this is Ian Glenn that says this. Remember what we are looking for is hidden not just in space but also in time.
I rolled my eyes at that point.
Yeah,
and I wrote, "Where's Chris Barry?"
She should bring Chris Barry on her missions. That'd be awesome. That would have made for a better movie.
She doesn't like the second movie.
Maybe.
I think she brings him with her.
Oh, that'd be great.
Based.
I can't even remember the second movie.
Neither can I.
I'll just see a picture.
Cradle of Life, right? They go to Africa and stuff.
Yeah. I remember the first one a lot better than the second one, for sure. The first one sticks out a bit more. But yeah, I remember she was like, they were in there, you know, looking around for stuff, and then she's also like scaling the higher levels. But she finds a very important message tucked away in
It's
like
a riddle.
It's a riddle, but it's like tucked away in like such a, hidden little spot. She's like, oh, well, basically, like if you fuck around, you'll find out. You'll get your head chopped off. I'm like, that's such a very obscure spot to put such an important warning. But yeah, then
it's clear to everyone that these statues are going to come to life at some point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all know that this is coming, right? We've all played video games. This is what happens in video games.
And this is based off of a video game. So
oh my god.
I know.
It is.
Fun fact.
I love video games.
They're great. We're all gamers.
There's only 2 minutes left. Lara has figured out where the eye needs to go. They shoot at her, but they're ordered to stop.
Oh yeah, no, because he was going to put it in the wrong place, and she's like,
he was going to put it on the He was going to put it on the ground or in the ground, and it turns out it's like a mirror, a reflection. So you have to put it on a wall upstairs, which isn't a mirror at all. So that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But he throws the eye at her. She slots it into the wall, and the giant log sort of swings down like it's a trap in Skyrim.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But a really big one.
Very big one.
And it's got a pointy thing on the end, and it almost hits the weird urn that's in the middle of the belly of the statue.
That's green.
That's got all this green shit.
For some reason.
It almost hits it. Almost. But not quite. It's not quite reaching there. So Lara has to jump on the swinging thing so that it makes contact.
I wrote that this is a metaphor. It's because it says it's pure lust fire and water, and she's riding this big phallic-shaped thing. Yeah. And then she pierces the container.
She
penetrates it, and it sprays out everywhere.
Yeah, and then
I drew a picture.
And then you drew a picture.
You guys are so deranged. What is this conversation?
And then everything starts to come to life for some reason.
Yeah.
So what happens is
in there.
So there's this bright light. It's like when the Ark of the Covenant is opened up. There's this bright light and all this shooting stuff
I'm sorry,
around.
I think you'll find it's pure light, fire, and water. Get your shit straight.
Exactly, which doesn't make any sense. That's what they say. Yeah. I don't see where the fucking water is, for sure.
So on the subtitles on BBC iPlayer, it said pure lust, fire and water.
What? No.
Yeah. And it wasn't lust, it was light.
Yeah.
But I think
that's
that,
weird.
again, I think it was a metaphor that, the person doing the fucking subtitling was like, yes, it's got to be lust.
Even though it was clearly like light. Fucking hell.
So Lara's swinging on this giant log thing, and this really badly computer animated liquid metal stuff comes out of the hole in the ground. And it's got the triangle, the half of the triangle that they need. And she snatches it before Ian Glenn can. And then the liquid metal goes into all these weird grooves in the ground.
And then the Terminator forms.
Yeah. All the statues come to life, surprising no one. Absolutely no one surprised. And then there's like a load of action. Everyone shoots at the statues. Statues leap around. It's complete fucking nonsense.
It is nonsense.
Nonsense.
I found it cool when the big boy one stood up with all the arms, and then he had the swords.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. I don't know why. I was like, this is
How many henchmen died to the stone monkeys? Do you think?
At least probably 80.
Yeah. And what are they going to tell their families?
Well, your husband died fighting stone monkeys.
Sword.
Died by the monkey.
And
also, who lit all the candles in that place? Because they were lit when they went in.
They're always lit, It's
right.
it's
the ghost girl.
No.
The giggling ghost girl did it.
Did they say that it was at the place, or was it the place after that said that place was the time freeze or the time?
It was the place after.
Yeah.
Siberia. It's got the time freezy stuff.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, I confused my mythological locations.
So, to sum this up, James Bond gets the key that they need for the next bit, so that's important. The golden statue comes to life. There's a bit when Lara is shooting at it. She's walking backwards over a ladder that's horizontal over this chasm.
Yeah,
presumably.
she didn't need to do that.
She's walking backward. she needs to reload, and she has this weird mechanism in her backpack to automatically reload her guns, and she keeps shooting, but it's not doing much. She eventually has to leap on the swinging log thing, and that eventually like smacks into it and stuff. And she runs out, escapes. She's chased by this winged monkey thing, but that doesn't matter because as soon as she goes outside, the daylight murders it. I'm not quite sure how that works. It's not like it's a troll and daylight kills it, or a vampire, but who fucking knows? So logically, we know the two halves of the triangle on opposite sides of the world. This first one was in Cambodia, and if you look at where the opposite part of the world is to Cambodia, it should be in Thailand, because that's like the exact opposite part of the globe. If you dig a hole down from Cambodia, you reach Thailand. And that makes sense, because Thailand's also filled with like old temples, ruins, and stuff. So perfect, but that's not where they go to. They go to Siberia instead.
Yeah.
Which, like, what?
Yeah.
Sure. That didn't make sense to me, because it was just perfectly set up to be Thailand.
Yeah, it was very... I guess they were trying to do that weird, annoying thing that movies do, where they don't want to do similar locations in the sense that they want to do like a snowy tundra type location. They want to do...
Right. They already did like a rainforest. So now they got to go to a snowy place.
Yeah. They were like, no, what the viewer is stupid. They're not going to be able to tell the difference between Thailand and Cambodia. But yeah, they had Venice. They had, England, obviously, at one point. They had Cambodia. Then they were like, yeah, let's wrap this up in fucking Siberia. Because we want to see Lara in her very, very metal, chromatic, silver outfit that slayed the house down.
The good silver outfit is the next movie, Cradle of Life. That's when she's in the wetsuit.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, she had that silver wetsuit. Yeah. But she also had that very interesting outfit in Siberia. I like her. I want to mention her her reloading mechanism with the backpack.
Yeah.
I love that so much. I think that is weirdly so clever. How she's obviously got her dual pistols. She loves her dual pistols, and she's got that.
I guess that's in the game as well. That thing. I don't know.
I weirdly don't remember that. But
one of them?
if they did, I don't remember for some strange reason. But I love it. It's like it's a smart thing, because obviously, dual pistols, it's not like a fucking assault rifle and stuff. But yeah, I just like how she reaches her arms back there and she slots them into place, reloads. Thought that was very, very cool.
It's very pog.
Very pog. And I like the big boy statue, like I said, with all the arms and the swords. It was very, very Dark Souls. Very Dark Souls.
It was, yeah. It was. Oh my god.
How old is she meant to be? If anyone knows in this movie, because
I have no idea.
She looks 20-ish.
Yeah, 26 would be how old Angelina Jolie was.
Right. She looks it. She looks young.
So sure.
Yeah.
Prime. Oh,
they also
Lara Croft.
They also don't survive in sunlight, by the way, which I thought was interesting, considering how
like vampires.
Yeah, because as soon as it was chasing them outside, it sort of fell apart.
Explodes, falls apart. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very chaotic sequence.
There's a weird moment when I don't know if Booth will recognize who the actor is, but Lara Croft talks to a monk. And he gives her tea that heals her wounds. And I was like, who the fuck is that actor?
I know recognize him.
I can't think what the fuck he was in. But I recognize him. Let us know somewhere in a comment.
I'm just gonna IMDb.
IMDb.
Well, that'll take 5 minutes. How's your tea?
Fine.
You got a cup of tea there?
Yeah, I've got a coffee, a decaf coffee.
Oh my god. Hankering for it.
Yeah, man.
I love how yeah, like when she's there and she's drinking her tea, that like magically heals her. She's got that guy holding up a phone, an antenna, so she can make her phone calls.
The satellite phone.
Yeah, which I thought was so fucking dumb and funny at the same time. And she like rings, Bryce, and she's like fucking talking under her breath because God forbid she communicates properly, right? And she's like, yeah, see you in Venice. Hangs up the phone. He's like, what? Where?
Yeah, see you.
Yeah,
and if somebody said that to me and I say what, where, and they hang up on me, I'd be like, well, I'm not fucking going then. If you can't even,
I'm not getting dressed.
Confirm.
Just special to leave the house.
Yeah,
go to Venice.
Well, you could have ended up in the wrong place, right? You could have ended up in Venezuela.
It's a big place.
Well, no.
Venezuela.
Well, she said Venice, but she said it.
Venezuela, yeah.
She said it like, because he said, what? Where? Lara, what? She obviously didn't say it properly, but he figured it out somehow.
God.
So the monk was in Poirot. He was in Nuns on the Run. He was in Lovejoy, The Bill. He was in Brookside. He was in Father Ted as Mr. Yin.
I think he's actually from Liverpool. I think he has a Liverpudlian accent.
He was Mr. Yin in Father Ted. In that episode where he's a racist now.
Hey, you're racist now, Father. Yeah, that one.
That was him.
Oh my God. Amazing. Well, there we go.
You knew you
Thank
recognised
you, Sophie.
him.
So, Lara Croft goes to Venice. She meets Ian Glenn in the fucking, throne room, the secret throne room of the Illuminati. She sees the Illuminati symbol. She throws a knife at it. Ian Glenn basically reveals that Papa was in the Illuminati, and if they get hold of the triangle, if he gets hold of the triangle, he'll become like a god and have the power to travel through time, and he can bring her Papa back.
Mm.
And she's not that impressed by it. And he's like, you gotta join, we gotta join up. Together we can get it. And
I do.
She doesn't say that she wants to join.
No,
she just walks off.
No, she keeps going, but who sits in this chair? But who sits in this chair? Like over
Yeah, that
over.
was weird.
No, because the point she was trying to get at was like, okay, you're in the Illuminati.
Do you want to be the leader?
Yeah. He's like pining for head honcho position. He wants to be Mr. John Illuminati. And he's like, no, we're not the Illuminati. No, this isn't the Illuminati meeting room. And I'm like,
no, of course not.
No, and it's like
just
fucking
ignore the sign saying this way to Illuminati meeting.
Yeah, like there's
he's quite open
everywhere.
about it because she figures it out because the symbol's fucking everywhere.
Well, the fucking jig is up at that point,
idiot.
right? He can only. But then he's like, yeah, but your dad was in the Illuminati. And she's like, but
my dad could beat up your dad.
Literally. But yeah, then she throws the knife, he throws the knife, like a weird little, I don't know what the fuck that was.
It's like Robin Hood or something.
Yeah.
What the fuck? So then we have the shower scene, the most erotic shower scene of the film.
Daniel Craig was like, well, Angelina Jolie got her tits out. I demand a shower scene too.
I love that
James
shower.
Bond,
did you see the
naked
shower?
Naked as the day he was born.
I mean, it looked good. I'm just saying, it looked good.
You want to get in that shower with Daniel Craig. I wouldn't mind him James in my Bond. I don't know what that means.
Oh my God.
He'll take you to 00 heaven.
Oh my freaking God.
You want to touch his PPK.
Stop it. Ironically, I wasn't looking at him. I was looking at the shower. Did you see the pipes on the side of that shower?
Oh, cracking pipes.
They were really cool. I was like...
there was one pipe in particular. It was purple.
I don't know how to explain it. I'm going to have to get a screenshot for you guys at some point.
Oh, here we go. You're going to have to get a screenshot of Daniel Craig in his shower.
It was a really cool shower. I'm just saying. It was cool. But I know Italy has like weird pipe systems going on. Like when I was in Milan, you don't flush the toilet like you normally would.
When I was in Milan,
I hated it. They were all fucking obnoxious in Milan. But like you use your foot to press a pedal to flush and to use the pipes and stuff in Milan. So
So you don't get germs on your hands
It's
flushing
smart.
the toilet.
It's smart, you know. I can get down with that. Yeah.
So James Bond almost shoots a maid to death who's bringing him towels.
No.
And then he turns around and Lara Croft is sitting down, just gawping at him, just taking it in like he's a tall drink of water.
Yeah, she had her feet up on the table, just vibing like, you idiot.
And then she walks up close to him, looks down at his cock, and then she goes, ah.
She doesn't.
She goes, ah.
She doesn't do that.
She looks down at his cock. She clearly looks down at his cock.
Yeah, but she
can't
doesn't
deny that.
audibly moan, Simon.
And then she goes, ah.
Stop!
Oh, Daniel Craig's penis. Ah.
Sophie, control him. He keeps moaning. Somebody
I like you.
Well, you moan. You do these moans, and I don't know how to feel. Okay, and somebody could isolate. Somebody could isolate that sound. All right, and put it over an Overwatch porn video. How would you feel about that?
That's the dream.
That's the
dream. I want to like do voiceover artist work for like hentai. I can do all the girls. I can do that.
Oh my god.
I hope you're listening to this with your headphones on, by the way, listeners. I hope you got your headphones on for this one when you're at the gym.
I hope you've been enjoying Simon moaning in your ears. I hope that's done wonders for you.
Your mum hasn't walked in and said, "What are you watching?
What are you bloody watching?"
It's a diggy old man, Mum.
I swear.
It's not porn. Anyway, Lara Croft walks in wearing her weird silvery outfit to 9 Inch Nails Deep that's playing, which was bit of trivia, a song made specifically for this film.
No way.
What?
That is...
9 Inch Nails did that for The Crow as well, I think. They wrote a song.
It's crazy, though, that they paid 9 Inch Nails to do a song for a Lara Croft movie, but...
She looks
it
like
was 2001.
It's inverse Morpheus outfit as well.
Yes.
No? Right.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you look at Morpheus and then you, like, reverse, the image... Invert,
She's wearing, like, a shiny long coat and the glasses.
And she's white instead of black as well, so it works with that, too.
I have qualms about this outfit well.
Right.
How the fuck is she keeping warm through all of this, right? They're riding through Siberia.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Sled dogs.
It's a technologically advanced bodysuit she's wearing.
And everybody else is, like, dressed up. She's got a husky on her head. She's got a husky hat. And she's like, they're paying them for all the doggies, to have all the doggies. And I wouldn't give her any because she's wearing one as a hat. And, yeah, she looks like she'd absolutely just freeze her tits off. She obviously doesn't know much about
that's the thing. Her tits keep her warm. It's like her, that they're so iconic in the game, so they warm up her whole body.
She's got 2 heating pads over her boobs. Yeah.
Right.
Keeps her core body temperature
I wonder
up.
what kind of bra she was wearing to make her boobs look like that.
Another bit of trivia. Angelina Jolie, she was a C cup at the time.
Oh.
Lara Croft is a double D.
I was going to say
they padded Angelina Jolie's boobs to be a D cup.
They looked bigger than a C though. I feel like
DD looked
they were padded.
Well, yeah, because they're padded to look like a D.
Oh, I see.
So there's not a real boobs.
Well, ever since then, I think she's had like a double mastectomy or something.
Yes,
because
she had the genes for breast cancer.
So she just sort of nipped that in the bud.
It's a wise decision.
Yeah.
Always prioritize your life and your health over your tits.
Yeah. And she got like replacement titties.
And she was like, "Can you make them double D so I can be like Lara Croft, please?"
Well, they look quite big now, so
yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was very brave.
Very brave.
Yeah. But yeah, that outfit.
So
good lord.
Lara's basically joined the bad guys to help them, and obviously she plans to sort of betray them for the forces of good. And there's the line on the helicopter. There's like the old Illuminati guys just like eyeballing her. She blows a kiss to him. And the old guy's like, do we need her here? And Ian Glenn replies with the epic line, 1 Tomb Raider is good, 2 better.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they did make 2 of these movies with Angelina Jolie. So
They did.
Maybe that was a way, that maybe the producers were watching this and they were like, do you know what? He's right. We're gonna greenlight a sequel.
This is a little Easter egg.
Maybe.
Yeah, a little Easter egg for the second one.
So they land in Siberia. Deep has been playing this whole time.
Well, they're going to the dead zone, right?
Yeah.
The dead zone.
So something about this area of Siberia, technology doesn't work there for some reason. The cars won't work. Radios and stuff won't work. It's a dead zone. And they act like this is just a normal thing, that there are just dead zones. And everyone's like, oh yeah, a dead zone.
Like the Bermuda
what?
Triangle. That's obviously a dead zone.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And Bryce was just wanting to play Minecraft in the back of the truck.
Yeah,
because
on his Sony Vaio.
Minecraft wasn't out then. He was playing Snake on his phone or something.
No, he had his little...
He wanted to
Should've
play
mentioned
Doom.
Snake.
He was playing RuneScape.
Yeah.
No, they were in the dead zone. She's like, welcome to the
He had
dead...
to get his dailies in.
Yeah. And if you're a true gamer, like...
Oh, you'll know, gamers. You'll know.
Wink.
Lara Croft, she speaks to a little Siberian ghost girl.
Why are you calling them ghost children? They're clearly
Because
alive.
they're
They
not
vanish. They disappear. They're not.
And it's like, I only twigged because it's like these people know about her father. It's like everybody knows this fucking bullshit story. So obviously she's either going on a lot about it, or these are girls from somewhere in the time sliding.
Wow, I did not clock onto that at all.
Sophie, if she wasn't real, then why was there a jasmine flower left on the ground? Answer that. You can't. You can't. Checkmate.
Yeah, because so much in this
Shit.
movie makes sense.
I've been told.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's all
so much nonsense.
It's just not realistic if she was lost in time that there would be a jasmine flower in Siberia.
Oh, that
wherever it
makes
was.
sense.
I think there's just because her father worked with this, knew something about this triangle, and her father have this weird connection through space and time. And maybe the triangle's trying to help Lara get hold of it to destroy it.
Did we say that that's her real
something.
father?
Maybe there's something.
Did we mention?
Maybe there's something. Yeah, the little ghost girl was actually her father in disguise.
No.
Sure.
The actor playing her father in the movie, John Voight, is her father.
Yeah.
In real life.
An estranged father who wasn't in her life for a while, and then they
Do you
had
want
a
to
bit
do a
of a falling
movie
out
with me?
afterwards as well. So
Oh, interesting.
I think he's dead now. Anyway,
I think he passed
Jokes
away.
on him.
So rip.
I wonder why they were
She got
estranged.
the upper hand this time.
Oh god.
God Almighty.
I wonder.
So they arrive at the.
Mm.
Sorry.
I
Go on, G.
was just curious why they were estranged, but I don't
She's
remember.
very interested in the personal lives of actors. She really likes to read Hello magazine.
Oh god, no.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
She really likes to keep abreast of the Kardashians.
Oh.
Not in a million years.
She's interested in that celeb gossip.
I'm not.
She loves the
I
goss.
just remember that they were estranged at the time, but not at the time, sorry, but that's her father playing her father in the movie. But
I'm going to start referring to my father as estranged, just because we don't text all the time. Like, I texted him today, but
I'm not sure he can be estranged if you're in your 30s, though. I'm not sure if that. I
what
don't
do
know.
you mean? You can estrange someone anytime.
Yeah.
I'm estranging you, Simon.
wait.
No! Why would you do that?
No, it's all right. We're back. We're back friends again.
Oh, we're unestranged again.
We're
Okay, that's
unestranged.
good. We're estranged.
We're estranged.
Yeah.
I feel better
Thanks.
I mean,
I feel
the
good,
question
actually.
is literally I didn't even finish typing it out in Google. It's like the third thing to come up. She has a lot of hostility towards her dad. Jolie had just divorced the actor Billy Bob Thornton, and Voight said he blamed himself for not helping her, and that he wanted to see the grandchild Jolie adopted with Thornton.
What the fuck does this even fucking mean?
To be
Jesus
honest.
Christ.
It's just words.
bullshit.
It's just words.
Yeah, it's just
Anyway, they
word
arrive at the
salad.
dead zone. their machines no longer work, so they have to use the dog sleds to continue.
Correct.
They come across a wall of ice, and Lara Croft looks at a bell that's in front of the wall of ice.
Doesn't warn anyone. She figures out that if you ring the bell, it'll get rid of the wall of ice, which it absolutely fucking explodes. I'm sure that if you were hit by any of the ice from that, you'd lose, like, your head would drop off. Oh, that's what I was thinking when she did it. Like, first of all, there's a lot of pointy ice that's around the cave. So, like, yeah, you hit the bell, creates the vibrations, and all the fucking shit goes flying. A lot of people could have been stabbed with falling ice.
Yeah, I'm sure at least one of the goons, mercenary guys, just fucking died.
Yeah, she wouldn't actually care about anybody else because she's a Tory. So as long as all the rich people get out of this all right, which they will,
Christ.
Then it's absolutely fine, really. Also, it's resonance. It's basic resonance there. If you've got
basic resonance, G, come on. Opera singers, glasses, come on.
Yeah, what? Sure, yeah, I don't know what that means, but nodding.
Let's carry on.
So they go through where the wall was, and there's a giant orrery. Now, an orrery is like, obviously, it's what it is in the movie. Do I even have to explain what it is? It's a mechanism where you can see the movement of the planets. But this is a giant one. It's huge. And the sun is this weird glowing thing in the middle.
I think it's actually full of lava. I think it's actually very, very hot.
It is. Because it does explode with fire later.
But it's also like they've managed to take their coats off down there. And there's moving water. There's actual flowing water. So it's got to be quite hot down there.
Yeah. It looks cool.
I just put extreme wipeout because that's what it was. They were just like jumping on. They were jumping on the things and like trying to avoid getting hit. And some people obviously weren't so lucky.
Do you like
some of the goons sploshed
in the Dark Crystal? That's probably one of my favourite orreries.
Yes. Oh my god. It's not as big as this one. This is giant.
Well, no, but Aughra was really little.
Also, this orrery has a weird golden shimmery thing that goes around it, and then a dog jumps through it, turns into a skeleton, and then becomes a normal dog again. And Lara's like, yes, it's a time thing.
It's a time storm.
It's a wibbly wobbly time
because she
thing.
knows exactly what a time storm is when a dog...
She's seen them dozens of times.
Saw one at Tesco the other day. God, like they're everywhere, guys.
I put my hand through it because I want to have a Snickers as marathon. I want opal fruits
but it's
back.
out of date though.
Oh no!
No! Oh my god. So yeah, like the final phase of the planetary alignment is beginning. So the time is at a fucking it's at a thing.
Yeah. Words.
It's a priority.
Words.
Time is at a thing right now.
Yeah.
James Bond is heading for the inside of the sun. A bunch of goons and Lara as well are all clambering over this thing.
James Bond is heading for the inside of the sun.
They're all clambering around on these planets. There's these giant steel arms that are like crushing the odd goon or knocking them into water. It looks very dangerous. It is like total wipeout, as she said. It's uncanny.
Yeah.
But Lara's figured it out. She asks James Bond to throw the eye, clock, key. They've called it these 3 different things throughout the movie.
I don't know what it is.
No.
The writers.
She climbs underneath.
Very
like
brave.
The sun. She's like upside down on the arm that's rotating around.
Which I think is really fucking hot. Again.
Huh? Oh.
I think the sun is hot. I don't think that the act itself is very hot.
Oh, I thought that's what you were saying. I was like...
Yeah, I know.
I thought you were
phrase it very well. No.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Lara Croft is not going to be the thing that awakens my sapphic desires.
Right.
Try again next time.
Well, me and G are very much on Team Lara Croft.
Yeah,
I know you are.
I'd motorboat the shit out of Lara Croft.
Oh my god!
She is a fine piece of ass, and I respect.
So is Chris Barry. So
Chris Barry is not a fine piece of ass. No one has ever called Chris Barry a fine piece of ass.
Chris Barry was one of my first crushes in my childhood.
Oh my god!
As a young girl, I thought Rimmer was gorgeous.
Wow,
I really liked him.
Well, there you go, fellas. That's what.
Let's hope for all of you. Yeah.
Oh Jesus!
Not even ashamed, you know.
Fair enough.
You should be.
Loud and proud.
Fuck you.
You should be. Some things you shouldn't be proud about, and coming across from Chris Barry is one of those things.
I mean, I can kind of see it. He's got a charm about him, I think. Cute.
And Rick Mail, like, another one.
Okay, well, Rick Mail, sure. Oh, he's even weirder looking than Chris Barry. But he has a charm.
Do you not think that Flash is...
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was an interesting fact.
Definitely. Even Alan Bastard.
Yeah.
He's a Tory, though, so...
But he was a comedy Tory.
With the surname like Bastard, you know.
I might change my surname.
To Bastard? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think it'd be really funny. I don't think my dad would mind.
Or Professor Emeritus Knut, whatever it
Yes.
was. His other
Amazing.
character.
So that scene where the butler is, you know, when Lara's like smashing up the clock and he's using the silver tray to like protect his face. So it's a reference to the games when they're exploring the Croft Manor and the player can shoot at the butler and then he uses the tray to protect himself.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. It's a nice little...
That's what Bruce Wayne does in the Michael Keaton Batman. He has like a silver tray in his jacket so that when he's shot, the bullets don't penetrate it. Remember that?
Yeah.
I can't remember which Batman it is.
So many. I mean, I know there's only so
Batman
many
Returns.
with what's
I
his
think
name,
there's
but
probably too many.
there are too many. I agree.
Jesus. Right, Lara Croft, she puts the key in, it slots into place, and then she gets turned into like liquid and sucked in.
Yeah.
And she vanishes.
Yeah.
And we're like, where's Lara? What's happened? What's going on? And then she's like fucking yeeted out of it, goes flying.
Yeah. That looked
and
like it hurt.
she holds aloft the half of the triangle. She's retrieved it somehow.
Which guy is it? Like, he says, "Has she got the piece?" But he says it in such a way that goes, "Has she got a piss?"
Has she got a piss?
Has she got a piss?
The weird Illuminati dude, the old dude.
Him.
Mr. John Illuminati, yes. The one that gets shot.
Yeah, John Illuminati. He has both of the pieces and he's about to join them together and he gives this big whole speech.
Yeah, he's waffling.
And then Ian Glenn does like a motion and then the mercenaries just shoot the guy to death. Which is pretty cold-blooded.
Well, the Illuminati is probably not filled with nice people. Probably...
What? You got to be fucking careful what you say, G.
I mean...
You got to be fucking careful what you say.
I mean,
I love the Illuminati. I think they're great.
Not all Illuminatis.
Not all Illuminatis, that's right.
Jesus. So then Ian Glenn has the two pieces, and he's trying to slot them together, and nothing's happening. He's putting them together, and there's nothing happening.
Nothing happening.
So he gets angry and frustrated. He gets his flick knife out and he throws it at James Bond, right in his chest. And James Bond falls into the water with a splosh. Lara Croft then dives in, gives him a little kiss underwater, which doesn't help him stay alive.
No, why
He's
would
dead.
why would it fucking help him?
Well, no,
Also,
you can't give people...
She didn't look that bothered when he got stabbed. She was just like, oh.
No, she really didn't. Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, I guess I better fucking save him then.
Yeah,
Better save him, but he's too late. He's dead.
It looked like an inconvenience more than anything to her. Because she
she didn't like him.
Well, she
anyway.
did. She did. But like...
This scene is just like when the Nazi shoots Sean Connery in the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Because now he knows that the good guy has to get the thing to save the person they've just killed, right?
Indiana Jones was just a way better film.
Well, yeah.
We should put that on our list. Or maybe I will.
So Ian's like, you know, if you can help me fix the triangle, I can bring James Bond back to life. Mm-hmm. And I can also bring your papa back. And then Lara Croft asks one of the mercs, like the head merc, basically, to give the laser sight from his gun. And I'm not sure how this works, but she shoots the laser sight at like a carving on the wall, and then the weird shimmery thing appears, and then she throws the eye key thing into it, and then it freezes in time as it explodes. So it's all in these different parts. And then she picks out a tiny little piece. And then she goes, "Oh, grain of sand, the whole universe in a grain of..." From the William Blake stanza. And they put this little tiny thing, bloop, it drop it into the triangle, and it works. And then, suddenly, that's a giant pyramid. The triangle is turned into a giant pyramid, surrounded by darkness. They're in a void. And Ian Glenn and Lara Croft are running up the sides of this pyramid towards a glowing thing at the top.
Which was hilarious.
It's out there.
It's
an out there fucking moment.
So dumb.
They were like, what are we going to fucking do? Don't know. Just anything.
Gotta run to the glowing thing.
Ask your son what they should do, because he's played the game.
Wait, was this before or after she told the guy to get the laser out? I can't remember.
This is after that.
Right.
She uses the laser to get the bit put into the triangle, and then this happens.
Yeah, I wrote in my notes, I half expected like a cat to come out and like start playing with the laser sight.
She's shooting the laser.
Yeah. Because she was like, shining it at the wall. I'm like, oh, is there a cat? Is a cat going to come out?
Oh my god. But of course, Lara Croft wins because she's the main character, the protagonist of the film.
Well, doesn't she...
She gets to the top first.
When the fuck does she have that conversation with her dad? Was it then?
Yeah.
It's right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Basically, her dad's like, you need to destroy it. And she's like, lol, no, I will risk the world to look at my dad.
Yeah.
Lara Croft has the power of a god and can travel through space and time. So she talks to her dad in the past, and she's like, "Is this real? Am I in the past?" And he's like, "This is my past, but you're present." So yeah, she is in the past then.
Yeah.
Oh, what a weird thing to say. And he says that she has to destroy it. He doesn't really give a good explanation for why, and why he can't come back. Like, you can't. You have to destroy it. I can't come back. I'm busy. I'm busy here. I have to disappear.
I need to go and buy some milk. I'll be right
cigarettes.
Back. Oh no. That's why he's estranged. That is why they're estranged.
That's why she was like, he's not come back from the shop yet. I'm gonna construct a grave.
I did like the grave, the tent.
It's pretty fancy.
Very, very.
The mausoleum in the shape of a tent.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I like that.
Cringe. I'd rather be in the Phantasm tombs.
God, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, we got to add a Phantasm movie to this.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Jesus.
I don't understand why the place was coming apart, though. Like, I don't understand.
Because this is how it works. You get the thing that you need from the tomb, and then everything starts collapsing and exploding.
Oh, it's like the worst
like a video
trope
game
ever. I know, but I hate it. I hate it.
an action movie, and this is both.
It happens in every single... Like, why can't they just leave it peacefully? You know, oh, we found it, but then they need the action sequence. But this action sequence was so fucking anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? Because
I thought it was stupid.
Okay, first of all, you've got the bit where she comes out from the past. She's back in the present. She rewinds time a bit so that James Bond isn't stabbed with the flying knife. The knife is in midair. She rotates it. It takes a lot of work,
like
and her hands are bleeding.
A badass.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. She rotates the knife so that when she unfreezes time, the knife flies back at Ian Glenn, killing him.
I don't know how she knows the duration of how long she can control time, but sure.
She's God.
She is.
Yeah, she's basically a god at this point.
Yes,
but then she decides that she doesn't want to be a god, and then she just shoots the triangle, destroying it.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why she didn't just do that with Ian Glenn. Why didn't she just shoot him?
Yeah, it could have saved us a lot of
There's a lot of times when she could have just fucking shot him, honestly.
If she had just shot him, she wouldn't have to then fight him, which is what she does after this. Also,
like, she fights him, but she doesn't really have the muscle to do that. He would literally just kick her in the face.
Which he does.
Fucking kicks his ass. Like, it's not even close.
He kicks her ass.
Fucking... Oh. He gets his ass kicked. Lara Croft demolishes him.
Did you see when she unfreezes time and he pulls the blade out of himself? It's one of those... It's the worst fucking trick blade shot ever because you can see that it's just coming out of the handle.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
I noticed that.
It's so bad.
But you got to ignore that. It's the magic of cinema.
I don't like how he got stabbed. Well, when it sped up and it went into him normally, but it looked like he died. The way he got stabbed and fell down looked like he was kicked the bucket. But
he just had a sleep.
Yeah, he had a little micro sleep and then just got up and brushed it off like nothing happened.
Started fighting.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I guess. Sure.
Lara Croft, she's walking away and then he pulls out the locket, her father's locket that has a picture of Linda Carter in for some reason.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And that's what starts the fight, because she's got to go back and kick his ass, which she does, without any issues. And then she retrieves the locket, and that was a very anticlimactic fight. But that's fine, because then it's followed by Chemical Brothers, Galaxy Bounce, and her on a dog sled, and I love that bit. That was pure joy, and she was giggling as she was going along on the back of the sled.
Yeah, but then
so that was nice.
There was that sequence, and she's doing the thing with the dogs, and she doesn't have the sled, and it's oh, I'm so whatever, and then it just cuts to the manor. There's no the trip back. Is everyone okay? Who died? Who survived? There's still a bunch of
What happened to Daniel Craig?
Yeah, there's
Is he all right? Did he get out?
Yeah, I put.
Is he fine?
No resolution for Alex. Haha.
No idea.
No idea. It just cuts to the manor. I'm
yeah, you'd never get to find out. It's
okay, yeah. I'm sure, okay.
Well, the director Simon West didn't have proper directing privileges. Someone else had to edit everything at the end, so he didn't have final cut. So they cut out a lot of the film. So we're missing Lara Croft, on in business class on the flight with Daniel Craig next to her, and they're just oh, that was crazy, wasn't it? Oh my god! Do you remember that bit when I was on the orrery and you were oh, throw me the thing? Oh, that was brilliant. We missed that scene. We should have added a lot to the film. We didn't need that. We just need the epilogue.
No,
they're in the mansion.
When they do that stuff,
she's home.
When they do that stuff in action movies, typically when they talk about, they don't talk about that kind of stuff. They don't go into detail. They just go, remember that?
Look at the fucking
first
Avengers movie.
Yeah, they go. Oh, let's not mention that time in Siberia, and they make these quirky little fucking remarks about their.
In the Avengers movie, after the big fight, the Battle of New York, they're just eating shawarma in complete silence.
Well, no, that's fine.
What is there to say?
Well, yeah, that's fine. They're not going to sit. I don't think after something so traumatic, they're all going to sit there and just kick the shit, shoot the shit or whatever, and talk about what
kick the shit. Kick the shit out of each other.
Which is what Booth thinks about the any Marvel movie. Let's be honest.
I do.
But then
I'd kick the shit out of myself rather than watch that.
Yeah, but they're not. They don't talk. They're too cool they're too cool for that. So they sort of remark about it in one-liners oh yeah, let's not mention Budapest, and they're so quirky.
Remember when I saved you from that nest of Gundarks?
Yeah, and there's absolutely no context, and it's but they're just too cool for it. But yeah, we're at the manor, and she's in a fucking summer dress, and
Chris Barry is so shocked he drops the tray that he's holding.
Yeah,
he can't believe it. She's dressed like a lady for once in her life.
Yeah. And she goes and visits her papa, her daddy, at the grave. And that her wearing a summer dress makes all the difference. Because it's respectful. And then...
Even better, Simon is back. He's been repaired by Bryce.
He is, yeah. And they're...
Remember Simon, Simon.
And then Chris Barry says, would you like some gun?
He has guns on a tray. She picks up the guns. Basement Jack starts playing.
I fucking love that.
Where's your head at? Oh, it's such a good video. It's so good.
Where's your head at? Where's your head at?
So she picks up the guns. Her hat just falls off. And that dress is going to be ruined by the end of this training session.
But she doesn't care because she's so rich.
Just buy a new one if she wants.
Yeah.
And that's when the movie ends.
Thank God.
Oh
What a
my
banger.
god, I totally forgot about the Basement Jaxx song. They've got their faces on the monkeys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucked up, isn't it?
Oh my...
Better CG than this movie.
Yeah. Oh my god. It looks
Oh
so
my god.
fucking funny. The highest quality is 360p.
So,
Oh.
why did you choose to put Tomb Raider on your list, G-Star Games?
I explained it at the beginning.
I
She
forgot.
did.
I mean, there's no real like deep. It's not like a deep thing. It's a movie that obviously it's a video game movie, and I knew that you probably wouldn't have seen it. I know that Simon would have been frothing at the mouth because it's.
Oh, that's the only place I'm for
frothing at the mouth for Angelina Jolie. And I think
Yeah.
it would have been it's an interesting discussion because there's a lot of video game movie / TV show adaptations that just never hit the mark, really.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting look back at the time where they were desperately trying to, make video game movies and make it work, yeah. And they kind of work in a way in comparison to today that they sort of... Because the 2000s was a very cringe time for this kind of stuff.
Do you remember they made an Assassin's Creed movie?
Yeah, which was
Does anyone remember
garbage.
that?
It was garbage. I hated it.
Michael Fassbender was in it.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's just an interesting look into those kinds of movies that came out at that time. And, Are they acceptable then? Are they acceptable now? Is it still just like a quirky, weird, cringe movie with a hot female protagonist, I guess? So,
Do you want to transition into your final thoughts from this?
yeah, I'll go into final thoughts. Yeah, I mean, it's all right. It's an okay film. It's nothing special. It's, got the hot female lead, got your action, really bad 2000 CGI. The story is all over the place, but obviously, what else is it going to be, really, I guess? I mean, if you look at the reboot Tomb Raider games, they try to be a little bit more deep about it.
More realistic, certainly.
More realistic, yeah. Definitely a lot more realistic. But it's an alright film. It's an easy watch. It's one of those, it fits in the fast food film category for me.
Yeah.
So I'd probably give it I'm bordering between a 4 and a 5, really.
You can give it a 4.5 if you want.
Yeah, I'll give it a 4.5. I think halves are acceptable. So yeah, that's my thoughts. Boof?
Cool.
Oh.
Okay, the story, I broke it down into little bits, into like various sections. The story, alright, was 0 out of 10. Was it written by a child?
Mm-hmm.
The acting was 5 out of 10, unremarkable. Effects, 2 out of 10, cringe. Chris Barry, 8 out of 10, no shower scene. Doggies, 10 out of 10, they were in the film. Final score, 1 out of 10.
Yeah, that's
Right,
that's kind
okay.
of what I expected. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was... I'm not the target audience, all right?
Ooh.
Because I am an adult heterosexual female, right?
True.
Mm-hmm.
If I was a 14-year-old boy who had just been given £10 by his mum to go out to the cinema with his friends to see the new Lara Croft film, and I have enough money left over to go and get a pack of Pokemon cards, get some sweets at the cinema,
Yeah.
throw things at people in the cinema, get to see get to see Angelina Jolie bouncing around with her tits out,
Oh.
get to see some shooty stuff.
You're basically describing Simon's Saturday afternoon. Seems like.
I mean,
Pretty much.
that would probably be fine. Like, I'd probably give it a higher score, but I'm just not. This is not for me.
Yeah, I mean,
So what, did you give it 1? Did you give it 1 out of 10? How
It's
much
not
would you
mid.
give it if you were a 10-year-old boy?
If I were a 10-year-old boy, I'd probably give it like a 10 out of 10 because they don't really know any different. Like everything's a 10 out of 10 if they like it, and if they don't like it, it's a no out of 10. They don't have any. There's no nuance to a 10-year-old boy. Dragon Ball Z, 10 out of 10. Hey, that frog over there, 10 out of 10. Love it, love it. Love
That's
that
you
frog.
now. That is you now.
But
That's a
Giving
great frog.
10 out of 10.
The thing with like the Lara Croft, like Tomb Raider and stuff, is it's just, and a lot of guys will, go back to it. It's like, oh, she's a sex symbol, and she was like one of the first female video game characters that was like sexy, and it's action packed, and she's hot, and she is smart, and she gets the job done, and it's not that deep, right? It's just a fun sort of action film. And
it's quite easy to just use one hand on the controller and make her bump into a wall over and over again, going, oh
my God.
As well.
I didn't even hear those noises.
I much preferred the game.
Yeah.
Because she didn't say anything.
Just as God intended, women should be seen, not heard.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
What did you think of it, Simon? What are your final thoughts?
My thoughts, the final thoughts I will ever have.
Rest in peace.
This film, it's nonsense. It is absolute nonsense. So much of the plot makes very little sense. If you think about it, there's just plot holes everywhere. The action is just, again, more nonsense. The CG is pretty bad. And, I mean, me and Booth, I think we're on the same wavelength here, that, like, bad practical effects are, like, 1,000 times better than bad CG.
They're even better than good CG.
Yeah, exactly. There were some real banging tunes, some real fucking just top tier tracks. On the soundtrack. The supporting actors I really liked as well. Of course, Chris Barry. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's not a terrible movie, but it's also like it's pretty average. It's pretty average, I would say. It's very shallow. There's not much to really keep you interested unless you just want action. It's a popcorn movie, basically. I give it 6 out of 10, which I think is generous.
Fucking hell, that's generous.
Very generous.
Yeah.
But I can, part of me does enjoy the nonsense and Angelina Jolie. And just seeing, Daniel Craig just being there ups the movie.
He's great,
even if he doesn't do shit in it.
Yeah.
And even if he has a terrible accent.
The accent.
I don't care.
The accent gave
He's
me
in it.
brain damage.
That was great. Ian Glenn's character was pretty fucking good. He was a horrible fucking asshole. Played it very well. He always does.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 out of 10. It feels generous, but fuck it.
I think that's the average. I think from what I've seen from reviews and stuff, it sort of hits the area of like 4, 5, or 6, really. So I think we're there or thereabouts, except for Biff, who's like, nah, it's a 1 for me.
I wrote down I was bored like 3 or 4 times in my notes as well.
Yeah, I was fairly bored regularly, but I don't know, the action keeps moving, and it is a very well-made film, and everything looks great in it. So, apart from the CG.
Yeah.
But that's, just a small part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Fine. 6 out of 10. I'm sure a lot of people will be upset with me giving it so high, but...
Nah, I think some people will. I think you'll have people agreeing with you, because they'll be like, it is what it is. It's, it's not that deep, etc., etc. So I think we all have valid takes on this movie.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they are our opinions, guys. I know it's on the internet.
It's just my opinion!
It's just my opinion!
All the 10-year-old boys listening to this podcast will be really upset with me.
No, it's going to be the 27-year-old men trapped in...
Yeah.
No, 10-year-old mentality trapped in a 27-year-old man's body going, how dare you attack my pixel wife like this?
First of all, how dare you be very rude about Angelina Jolie? She is a fine actress.
Trivia section. I have the best bit of trivia, and I don't know if either of you have found this or not.
I haven't read any trivia, so go ahead.
All right. The director, Simon West, also directed Con Air. That was his debut feature film.
Classic.
He also directed the music video for Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley.
Stop.
Wow.
That I learned recently that shooting of that video clip was like literally not even planned and all over the place. Like Rick Astley was like, they told us to go to a place and just do stuff. it wasn't even planned.
Just do a dance.
Yeah, do a little dance. Make a little love.
Make a little love.
Get down tonight. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. Of course, there's the fact that Angelina Jolie, an American, uses an English accent in the film, and Daniel Craig, an Englishman, uses an American accent. Do we all agree that Angelina Jolie's English accent was much better than Daniel Craig's American?
100%.
Yes.
And especially compared to Keanu Reeves's British accent as well.
Like Christ.
She did her research. She actually tried. She obviously knows a few Tories to copy.
How many times have you mentioned Tories?
I want to say about
not enough.
7.
Oh no.
7 times.
7 times. Yeah.
But that's just a guess, really.
Coffee trivia. The Netherlands consume the most coffee.
Oh my god.
8.3 kilograms per capita. I don't understand what that means.
For all the fucking space cakes. All the coffee shops they have.
That's true. All the coffee shops. The earliest term for the drink of coffee was the Arabic word kawa, which actually referred to a type of wine. The Ottoman Turks then used the term kave, which was followed by the Dutch word coffee, from which the English name was derived in 1582.
A piece of trivia about the actual film. Angelina Jolie denied the rumour that she accepted the role of Lara Croft just to annoy her ex-husband, Johnny Lee Miller.
How many times was she married? What the fuck?
Yeah, a few times.
Jesus, lady.
Don't shame her. Don't shame her.
Well, I mean, we were talking about how she was married to that other guy, and now you're telling me she's like married to some other guy.
She was married to Brad Pitt too, wasn't she?
Oh, that's a famous one, that one. I know. Pointed screen.
That's
I know that one.
She never watched Hackers. She's never watched Hackers, Booth. Angelina did jokingly admit that she hated the character of Lara Croft because Lara was the one keeping Johnny Lee Miller up all night instead of her. Lol, lol, lol.
What?
Lol.
What?
That makes no sense.
What?
Because she was playing the video game.
I get it.
Okay.
Did you know there are more than 3,000 species of snakes on the planet? And they're found everywhere except for Antarctica. And I have to enter my email to unlock the rest of the facts.
I wonder how many breeds were on Snakes on a Plane.
Okay, well, we're not talking about that film. Martin Clunes was originally asked to play the butler instead of Chris Barry.
Fucking hell.
However, filming dates clashed with his wedding anniversary, and he never films anything during his wedding anniversary. He always has time off to spend with his wife.
Oh, Booth is like, what a fucking simp. What a wet lettuce. What a fucking...
Honestly, what kind of wife would I be if I said, I'm sorry, Martin, I'm not going to let you take this incredible job working with the famous, gorgeous actress Angelina Jolie for what is bound to be a blockbuster movie in the year 2001. I want you to make me dinner and rub my feet.
It is a bit odd.
Martin Clunes, my husband.
Yeah, it's a bit odd.
Well, I mean, he got to rub feet, so he's the winner here. Angelina Jolie was extremely hesitant about wearing Lara's famous short shorts. However, she eventually agreed because she knew it would make fans of the character happy. And oh my god, it did.
Oh, I do. I do like those little shorts.
Oh yes.
Stop.
She agreed to do the film because of the location she'd get to visit during the shoot. She fell in love with Cambodia she moved there for a while, helping with the cleanup of minefields.
Mm-hmm.
And she met and eventually adopted her first son, Maddox. He was Cambodian.
She is
adopted a little son.
She's a humanitarian. I think that's the right word, right? She loves...
What a
Angelina
hero.
Jolie accepted the job because she thought that the magical triangle was actually Toblerone.
Oh, don't say that. I want
Or a
Toblerone now.
Yeah.
I want Toblerone now.
Pyramid.
Yeah.
Fucking throwback.
I thought this was interesting because I mean I know so little about like I know like bits and bobs, but like armed force stuff in the UK. But she received training from an instructor of the SAS to prepare herself for the role.
Very good.
Very good.
What, for the bungee
Professional.
jumping bit, for the bouncing around.
She actually did that stuff. It's called which I've just learned. It's called bungee ballet.
Bungee ballet! Of course.
She did her own bungee
The real thing.
Bungee ballet. On an interview with Jay Leno, she sort of injured her ankle.
Can you say bungee ballet but with a real thick Australian
Bungee
accent?
ballet. Bungee ballet.
That's fantastic.
Is that
You
good?
want it in a northern accent as well?
Yeah, go on.
Want to do
No,
some
actually,
bungee ballot?
Bungee.
Oh, God, it's horrible!
Bungee ballot, please.
Bungee ballot.
Oh.
You want a bit of bungee ballot? Quick, me the ring and get on with your bungee ballot.
Oh my god, I've just.
Oh, I fucking paid for you to go to bungee ballet and you're gonna bloody go. Now put your fucking tutu on.
And your.
We can't afford
and your
we can't afford
harness.
the actual bungee. We're gonna just use your knicker elastic. All right, there we go.
I see.
I did have a question that I wrote down that I wanted to ask.
But will it make a good video game?
No.
I was
not
literally
that.
thinking that while I was watching
We'll get
the
there.
movie.
We'll get there. Would this film have been better if Daniel Craig had played the role of Lara Croft and Angelina Jolie had played the role of Adam West?
Yes.
So they have their normal accents.
Well, he would have just been James Bond at that point, but like rich.
Yeah, but he's wearing short shorts,
Oh, girl.
with a wig,
Slay the house down.
long hair.
So he uses, the gun that he uses, which I don't even know. Oh, I guess this is what the name of the tomb is. It says the Tomb of the Dancing Light. Okay.
Yeah, Temple with the dancing light.
Right. Is a Walther? I don't. Walther P99, the signature weapon of James Bond before he switched back to the PPK. He wielded this weapon again as 007 in Casino Royale.
Oh my god, Daniel Craig played James Bond. There's a bit of trivia.
That's crazy, dude.
Fuck me.
There's a lot of trivia for this film. A lot.
Yeah, well, this is why you go through it before the recording and then you pick out the bits
Yeah.
that are interesting.
Yeah, but there's a lot of interesting stuff.
All right, give me one more interesting thing.
Catherine Zeta-Jones was considered for the role of Lara Croft. Could I see
There we
Catherine
go.
Zeta-Jones as Lara Croft? Yeah,
Eh.
I could see it.
What about
With a
Renee
Welsh
Zellweger?
accent.
No.
Oh my god, no. Jesus.
What about Reese Witherspoon?
What about Reese without
Isn't
a
that the
spoon?
same woman?
Oh.
What?
You know, you say that, but ironically, when she said Catherine Zeta-Jones, I pictured Reese Witherspoon for some reason.
Yeah,
What
they're all the
the
same to me.
Yeah, I don't know why.
All these women.
Here's an interesting
just the same.
fact.
Woman shaped.
Oddballs is a virtual pet game created by
Fuck
PF Magic
me.
in 1996. It is an alternative to their dogs and cats titles. The game
Yeah.
had 13 creatures that could be cared for. Along with the
Including
creatures,
lips.
the game had various objects, toys, that the player and oddballs can manipulate. Toys have different uses ranging from playing to disciplining.
Here we go. Very interesting fact about not this film. How did this do at the box office and what was the budget, G-Star Games?
I don't know. I didn't look.
Okay. The budget was 115 million and the box office was 275 million.
Ooh.
I think that might just be domestic though.
Oh, that's very good. That is stellar.
It was a hit film. Video game adaptation
Success.
was actually a success.
Yeah.
And of course, the final question is: would it make a good video game?
Oh, let
Booth.
me think about that one. It's
No,
tough.
it would would be fucking bollocks.
Yeah. You can't have...
Who would be the main character? Would it be Daniel Craig?
Yeah. No, the butler.
Because he's the one that they keep
butler.
calling the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, they call him the Tomb Raider more than they do Angelina Jolie.
They do say the phrase Tomb Raider a lot in the film, which I thought was interesting. Because...
What are you, some kind of Tomb Raider?
This is getting out of hand. Now there's two of them.
Oh my god.
Fucking Christ.
Like, surely you would just call them an archaeologist, right? Not a fucking Tomb Raider. Or were they known as Tomb Raiders? Or am I being daft?
You can't start picking apart this movie now.
I'm sorry.
We'll be here for another hour.
Oh, right.
My god.
Yeah, we will be.
It'll fall apart.
We're on okay time. But yeah, there's Lara Croft Tomb Raider, and those were our thoughts. Those were our chaotic thoughts on the movie.
Thank you, G, for picking this movie. This winner of a movie that we all thought
fuck you,
was
G, for
either
picking this
bad or
movie.
meh.
You're welcome, and I'm sorry.
Good. Should be.
Well, let me replace that since we are doing the rolling phase.
I've got it listed as a comedy.
Yeah, I mean, some bits were kind of funny.
Okay, well, that's true.
Right, I will replace it, and I only I was between this or Blade Runner.
Because you have like a longer list. You have like another list.
I do.
Of things that will go on the list.
Yeah. So I keep talking to my friends about recommendations on what to put. So I've got Ocean's 11. I've got Boogie Nights.
Oh Jesus. Oh. God, that's a long
I was thinking of putting Commando
that's like 3
on
hours.
there. G would love Commando. Do you like Commando, G?
Commando's great.
Isn't it fucking brilliant?
Is Commando...
With John Matrix.
Wait, Commando is...
He's dead tired.
Oh, I love.
Let off some steam.
Oh, let off some steam, Bennett.
He kills like 400 people in that film.
I love that
Bennett,
movie.
the South African guy. God, what an asshole.
I fucking love that movie so much. So much. You don't understand. Okay, so
I knew you'd like it.
I do. I really love it. It's such a insane movie, but I just love Arnie. He's just
carrying trunks of wood.
Yeah.
The whole fucking tree.
It's such a good movie. So I'll put Raiders of the Lost Ark. How about?
Oh my lord!
How about them apples?
Fair
Good
enough.
grief! I have not watched that in a long time.
Well, we might eventually get around to it. So, I'm not locked out this week, am I? Or what was the one before?
No.
Memory. Brain rot.
The one before was Bram Stoker's Dracula, a Simon pick.
A Simon pick. All right. Well, that's my list. And I don't know if anyone else has changed up theirs or...
Oh, yeah, have you made any changes, Sophie?
I don't believe so. I thought we weren't going to really switch them out as much.
Yeah.
It's up to
It's
up to you. It's up to you.
Yeah, I don't want to
I've not changed much. Okay, I'll go through our lists. I've still got My Fair Lady on there. It's still hanging in there.
It is, yeah.
Heathers, a recent addition, Heathers. The new horror movie that I've added is David Cronenberg's The Brood, which I fucking love.
Mm-hmm.
It is such a messed up movie. I love it so much. With Oliver Reed in it. I've still got Who Killed Captain Alex, Krull, and North by Northwest. G's list, The Fly, another Cronenberg. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Sea of Love, Jagged Edge, The Great Gatsby, They Live. And Booth's list, Labyrinth, The Hidden, An Evening with Beverly Luff Lynn, Pass Through, oh god, Kung Pao, and Cemetery Man. Okay then. Oh god, this is it. This is it, everyone. Start the drum roll, if you will. First of all, what number on each of our lists to narrow it down to 1 from each? It's 4, which means we are going to be watching Who Killed Captain Alex, or Jagged Edge, or Pass Through. It's high stakes. We've not had a Booth film in a while.
We haven't.
Not had a Booth film. Okay, a 1 or a 2 is Simon. A 3 or a 4 is G. And a 5 or a 6 will be Sophie, aka Booth. Please don't be oh, it's a 4. It's G-Star Games. It's Jagged Edge we're going to be watching.
What the fuck, man? What the fuck? Why does the dice like me so much?
Dice loves you, G.
It's insane.
Dice bloody loves you.
I'm starting to feel really bad because, yeah, we haven't had a Booth pick in ages, and
them's a break.
it is.
It's just how it works.
But I think if it gets...
It was Daredreamer. So...
Well, this is yeah. Well, if it gets to a certain point, which I feel like, I don't know, I feel like if she doesn't get picked again, I feel like we need to do a week where we just roll from her list.
Oh my god.
We might have to ask the patrons about that.
We might,
Well,
okay.
yeah, we'll get advice.
We'll see how they feel, but I feel like it gets a little bit, like, unfair at a certain point if somebody's movies are just not...
It's not unfair, it's the dice, G! It's the dice!
Yeah, but it kind of feels a little...
It's not unusual to be loved by
And
anyone.
you're locked out next week,
I am
so it'll be a 50-50 chance.
It will be a 50-50. Okay, well, I'm
And I'm gonna win.
I'm just trying to, Booth is part of this, so it feels a little like we're fucking torturing her at this point with with our picks, and she's just not getting any roles. But yeah, we'll see. Anyway, it is Jagged Edge, which is the Al Pacino film, I think. The one with...
Is it a neo-noir?
Neo-noir.
With Glenn Close and Jeff Bridges.
Oh, no, I was thinking of the other movie. Right.
This is a thriller.
A
murder mystery.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I've never seen this, so I don't know
Oh, God.
anything about it. I just thought it looked interesting because it gave me inspiration when we watched Dead Again. So I was like, what's what's another, like, one of those types of films that I can add to my list? And this looked interesting, so...
Yeah.
I've already forgotten what it was. What is it?
Jagged Edge.
Jagged
Edge. Right.
It's got Glenn Close, Jeff Bridges, Peter...
I was thinking... All right, there we go. It's just come up with an R&B group.
Yeah, that's what happened to me, and then I put movie.
Do we have to put movie? Can I just listen to some Jagged Edge?
You can just listen to some Jagged Edge if you want.
Okay.
I won't fight you on that.
I think this might have a lot of courtroom scenes, this film, so...
Okay.
Look forward to that. Lots of people sitting down.
Oh, I love it when people sit down me. I love it. All right.
Looking forward to it.
So for anyone who didn't hear, the movie for next week is Jagged
Edge.
Thank you, Simon. Because sometimes people are still confused whenever we pick the movie.
I'm fairly confused.
I'm always confused.
You always are, though, honey.
That's the best way to be.
What's going on?
What?
Who are you?
Where am I?
What's going on? Who are these guys?
What am I doing here?
Who are all those guys?
Oh my god. Okay. Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you very much for listening to this episode. And if you haven't checked out our Patreon, go over to patreon.com/YOMPcast. Bye.
You might want to put a .com after Patreon, otherwise you'll just get a 404 from your browser.
You don't want
You
that.
get a 404 from me.
You won't want that.
Cue dial-up sound. Do you want to know how to support us for making this podcast? Well, you can. It's easy. You can go to patreon.com/YOMPcast, right? And you can become a Giga Yomper, which it sounds cringy, but it's actually pretty cool because you're a big cool person. Thank you. Here are executive producers this week: Cornelius Vander, Enki, I Am a Robot, Kyle, Lawrence, Luck, Native Blood, Scott, and Sleepy Deej. You guys are absolutely fantastic, and I really appreciate it. We all do. Thanks for listening once again to YOMP.